I hear about parties all the time.
Everybody's always smoking and drinking.
Smoking marijuana.
And there's, all sorts of drugs.
It's so easy to get prescription drugs.
I was taking Vicodin.
When I got my wisdom teeth out, I was on Percocet.
I take Adderall.
Adderall and Ritalin, Concerta.
I know some people who have passed around high-strength painkillers just to get numb off of them.
Just about anybody can get prescribed them.
If somebody wants to get the drugs or the alcohol, they have such an easy supply.
There's a bowl and everybody just puts in whatever pills they have, and you pretty much, it's like a candy dish.
It's just how fun it is and how great it is.
It's anything from Vicodin, Percocet, and Xanax to high-grade opiates to ecstasy to Molly capsules.
The big thing there is heroin.
Oxycontin, which is a synthetic opiate or synthetic heroin.
Marijuana or heroin.
You take it, and whatever happens, happens.
I lost my daughter a year and a half ago to a heroin and fentanyl overdose.
The daughter of heroin addicts. I'm a recovering heroin addict. My boyfriend's a recovering heroin addict.
I'm a recovering addict.
I'm a heroin addict.
My son is a recovering addict. My son's a heroin addict and currently in jail. My daughter's a heroin addict. I'm the daughter of an alcoholic and addict.
What's our greatest risk of becoming addicted to drugs and alcohol?
Our genetic history.
Our environment.
Our family situation.
Our friendships?
But one of the biggest risk factors facing us right now is our age.
I was probably about 8 years old. We stole a joint and smoked it.
I started smoking weed at 11.
I was in 7th and 8th grade.
I was just doing what they were doing to fit in.
I just want to fit in. I want to make friends.
If you were a kid in high school and you smoked weed, you were one of the cool kids.
Well, I think drinking's cool. I think smoking marijuana's cool.
They're like, here, crush up this pill and snort it.
This person's doing a line of cocaine over here. Let me try.
We're like, oh, here, try this.
I was like, okay.
And the more I got in trouble, the more drugs came with it.
Everybody around me sold drugs. Everybody around me did drugs, so I might as well do it too.
At 16, I started getting cocky and I didn't want to hear anything you had to tell me about anything.
Addiction begins innocently.
It's a decision that you make once and then again and again and again until it becomes a behavior.
Usually that behavior is a reaction to feeling stressed.
On the outside, everything looked all right, but on the inside was a different story. I was lost, and didn't know how to feel or what to feel, or even how to deal with it.
I just wanted to be loved and to feel pretty and to have that sense of being wanted by someone. And I just remember thinking, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough?
I had no control over the pain that I felt. I had no control over the rejection. I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to deal with it.
Nothing sparked my interest. I hated my parents. I hated everybody, especially hated myself. So I didn't trust nobody.
That anger that I had in me, you don't know why you go off. Why'd you punch that kid in the face? You really don't know why you're feeling those feelings.
I always hung out with the popular crowd, but I always felt like I was one step behind them. And so I was always just trying to find a place where I fit in.
I started doing wrestling when I was a freshman. I wanted to go back into it my sophomore year, but I didn't have the grades for it. And that's where the harder drugs came into play. It was something to get through the day.
You'll find ways to block out guilt and shame, and you're justifying your actions even though you know what you're doing is heartbreaking to family members. Even if I thought I was hiding it from them, I wasn't.
I use a lot because I do not know how to cope with any type of pain or hurt or anything like that. I didn't learn how to deal with things, and I cannot handle my emotions and my feelings. Right now, I'm totally freaking out.
I don't know what happened. I just didn't want to feel nothing. I just didn't want to deal with anything.